We might be live. I'm not sure. But we might be. We'll find out. I can't see a goddamn thing. Especially working with one screen. I'm used to two screens. I'm working with one. Oh, look at this watermark. Okay, hang on. We gotta move. We gotta take care of this. Fucking watermark. Maybe I'll float up over here. Watch out. I can't even move this watermark. Hey! What's going on, Evan? Sherry from Canada. How are you, sweetheart? Tony G. Fly crew. Holy shit, y'all popping right in. I missed you guys. I've missed you guys a lot. And I apologize for the lack of content. Now, if you followed me on Facebook, you'd understand. I'm all over the goddamn place, and they got me working out of state. Hey, I hear there's a special guest today. Where is he? Say hi to everybody.
Wait, what the hell?
Oh, even Amanda hopped in. How are you, sweetheart? Got a girl, Mishka, flight crew. How's everybody, huh?
Well, I'm hanging a little bit to the right. So how are you guys hanging?
That's a lot of information.
Are they hanging to the left? Okay, depends on which way you're going to like.
Hey, Tony says, what's up, Eli? Everybody here. How's everybody doing tonight? It's been a while. Things have been crazy. In fact, I just had to move my bus out to my motorcycle club's clubhouse, but it had 2 flats. So, wasn't that a fucking adventure?
Yep.
2 flats, and then I gotta change out the tires tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna have Eli change them out while I'm at work, because I gotta pack. Apparently just got a call from work. I gotta pack for fucking New Jersey again. You know, I would really appreciate a heads up on that kind of shit, but it is what it is, and I'm there. Money's there, I'm there, and tomorrow to South Jersey we go. But how the hell is everybody? Hi everyone, flat chested female, everybody all coming in. This is kind of explosive. Y'all hopped in real quick. I know it's been quiet for a while, and there's been a lot of shit going out. Any of you that are on Facebook, you already know that I run fact-checked news, and I'm sure that the lefties are pissed off that I have that, but it's mine. Fuck you, and we fact-check, and we use source material. Any of you that tuned in to Rick's live last night knows that we need common sense hammer control. No one needs high-capacity hammers, semi-fully automatic hammers, assault hammers, ghost hammers. So, I did, Rick, I love you, but I did cut that and made it its own video, and it's on my Facebook. I'll send you a copy. It's your content, but it was funny as fuck. We need more gutter talk. All right, well, gutter girl, as a married woman, you want more gutter talk, you gotta spark it. Okay? I'm the type, I'm not against people being dirty, but I'm the type where women initiate it.
He's a little fucking softer than me.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I fixed the hair. Why the waist did you see?
It's a delay.
There I am. No, there.
He likes to see himself. But it
I
takes
got
a
condom
delay.
on my head.
Look at this thing. What is that? That's a leash.
Yeah,
But there's a lot going on.
fucking animal.
Everybody knows there's a lot. I am Sparky. There you go. All right, so say something dirty. I got a few jokes. I mean, it's fucked up. If you haven't noticed, my Facebook went straight to memes, and I just keep all the politics to fact-check news. And I think it's better for people to be able to, if you want to know what's going on with the news, you go to Fact Check News. If you want to just laugh at shit that it's okay to laugh at, but you shouldn't laugh at, we're bringing comedy back. I'm sharing memes to clear my friends list with. I mean, they are fucked up. 100% fucked up.
Compared to George Carlin in reality.
Now,
How about them apples?
this is the Fact Check News on Facebook. I'm not sure what I was broadcasting. You probably just saw the YouTube live shit the whole time. So what I'm going to do I'm going to run through a couple of key things here, give you guys a taste of you know, what we do at Fact Check News. I'm recruiting a whole team. I have an entire team I'm building. I keep saying I gotta stop saying but see, there it is. But I have a whole team put together because when I'm on the road and when I'm out and about, I can't always update the latest and greatest. So I'm gonna have a team that does this. Fact Check News, we use source material. So we decipher all of the bullshit. Okay? Now, we could start with this Pelosi hammer attack. Oi. There's a lot to this. There's a lot to it. And I'll be first and foremost, I don't think it was an ultra MAGA guy because he's a fucking Castro nudist who makes hemp jewelry and supports Black Lives Matter and LGBT alphabet mafia. Doesn't exactly sound like a right-wing extremist. Apparently there was 3 people in the house. Both Paul Pelosi and the assailant were in their underwear. Both of them had hammers. And the guy didn't attack Pelosi until the cops arrived in a community with their own private security. So, when you got Hillary Clinton coming out and blaming conspiracy theories and toxic discourse, which toxic discourse is anything that disagrees with the government. Yeah, no, the government lies. When you have a disinformation campaign coming by your government, that's why we have a First Amendment. That's called tyranny. That's called there's a lot of names for it, but that's what happens when your government gets out of control and considers themselves a ruling class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out YouTube because I see these comments are whizzing by. Hold on. Hang on. It's been a while since I've done a live. It has. And I'm sorry. There's plenty of content coming, but work is first and foremost. What's bitch in the house?
What's bitch?
What's bitch? We got your sign. Okay, I want to show you something. Hold on.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, you gotta tell what's
So here's the sign, right? Now, I'm going to show you the back of this. It's actually pretty fucking cool. And I'm leaving it there for a second because it's going to take a minute to decipher. You have your package coming, but like I said, it's at this point it's going to be a combination happy birthday present, Christmas present, just in time for the cold season. Alright, I'm going to hit the comments real quick. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Thank you all for being here. I am so sorry it's been so long. Can't read it because you're on your phone. That's okay. Alright, I'll read it for you. It says, Meeple Pumble Beer Speaks. Meeple Pumble Beer Speaks. Beer Speaks. Spear Beaks. Meeple Pumble Beer. And eventually gets down to People Mumble and Beer Speaks.
You know,
It's actually quite cool. It's actually quite cool. And this, and I have a custom fleece blanket coming your way. It's a wasp thing. Yeah. Yep. Kia, how are you, sweetheart? It's been a while, and I do apologize. Like they said, I'm hot and cold. But I also, while Yank was going through everything with the hurricane, Gotta Go will hit me up. So I feel like y'all get a fill of me on Tuesdays. So it's not like you were missing out the whole time. Tony, are you gonna let them know that you actually came on? We got video coming out of me and Tony. Tony finally came on. Yago Miope. I don't know what that is, Evan. Don't get me in trouble now.
Oh, my Evan?
Yes, Evan. It's the only Evan on here.
What's up, Sonny? I haven't been on.
Don't let them know. Tony, I want to thank a lot of people for coming out tonight. It's late. It's on a Sunday, especially Amanda. God bless you, girl. You're a sweetheart.
I'm trying to
All right, so
show off, bitch.
we're gonna do. Basically, this is what I'm gonna do because I've separated it. I'll do a couple of fucked up memes.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go through some of the fact check
I
news,
just want to show. Look,
and then
Wasp. It's gonna be at the Paramount. Where's the guy?
oh no, her sister's going there. Yeah, you're on. You just can't see it.
Hey, well, if that's there, Wasp bitch. Wasp is playing November 18th in New York at the Paramount. Look it up. Huntington Station. Yep. Just saying, Wasp bitch. I had to do that for you because I love Wasp. And they're going to be playing pretty much 2 miles from me. And I'm going to drag Bobby.
They're gonna drag. People been dragging me left and right all over the place. Apparently, I sing karaoke now too. I did some Josh Turner, Barry White, and my big thing's Frank Sinatra. But those are old and played out. Baby, why don't we just, This is gonna be the first Halloween I haven't done anything for. Unfortunately, I think last year I don't think I did anything either. I kind of laid back, but this is the first Halloween I'm not doing anything for, and Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. And here's a little tidbit. It's not a pagan holiday. Halloween was invented by Christians. It wasn't invented by the Irish or the pagans. And I don't know where those fucking people, they followed that from a fucking meme, but Halloween is a Christian holiday. You could take that to the fucking bank. Don't make me embarrass idiots. Okay, we embarrass a lot of idiots around here. I couldn't go to the Boston show because I'm not vaxxed. Fuck that and fuck them. You should have been singing the whole time. You have a good voice. I appreciate that. Well, maybe come out and see me next Friday. I don't sing. You sing. Amanda's got a voice. That girl can sing. She got a set of pipes on her. Me? Maybe after everybody's been drinking, I sound good. I appreciate that, though. Listen, Evan, are you having a stroke? I'm about to send a fucking ambulance to your house. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Alright. So I gotta keep this short because it is, it's 10 o'clock. So I gotta get all my laundry all packed up and washed. I gotta get all my clothes ready. And then I gotta break down this whole shit and get it all packed up. And then I gotta be up at 4 in the morning. And, I'm shooting to Jersey. So I got 6 hours to get all this shit done on top of eating dinner. Amanda, yeah, she does. Amanda's sexy all around. I love that girl. That's why I dated her once. But, okay, so I know there was a lot of stuff going down. This is a narrative shift. The fucking economy's tanking. The fucking energy situation is tanking. We got 23 days left of diesel. So what happens? Nancy Pelosi's husband gets smacked with a fucking hammer. And that changes the whole narrative. Now, this is number one. Red flag number one. We only got one news briefing for the past 72 hours. Not a fucking word out of Nancy Pelosi. This is what we call an October surprise. Oh, some gay man in his underwear hit Paul Pelosi in the head with a hammer while Paul Pelosi held his own hammer in his own underwear. And the glass that was busted in from the intrusion was on the outside of the house. And apparently they were together at the bar at 2 in the morning the night prior. And then they tie this to January 6th. And then Biden comes out saying how we need to call for unity, but screaming at only one side, like we're the bad actors, after condemning MAGA Republicans as white supremacy, while black people are shooting up every place. All over the fucking place. All over the place. And I was personally at the Wawas that they're fucking shutting down in Philly. Okay, I stayed in the Mettel Inns. I was just in Philly. I got to see firsthand how fucked up it is. There were no gunshots while I was there. Maybe it was because I was there, so they ain't gonna hear gunshots. I'm not a fuck around. But, Or this is a big narrative shift to make right-wingers and Trump supporters look bad. That I'm going to say right fucking now. And before I go further with it, hey Sugar, what's up? I'm going to read some of the comments because I'm going to tear through some of the posts that you miss on Fact Check News. As you can see here, this is mine. This is at Fact Check News. Real news, news that matters. I decided to separate my profile from the news shit and just do memes that you're not supposed to be able to laugh at. So, I wish someone would find Nancy and do it right. No. You know what's doing it right? Not creating a narrative for them. Now, in the proper world where the law works, we would have dragged her out and publicly hanged her. That's what would happen. Public hangings, and you make an example out of somebody who sells out the country. If that person had murdered Nancy Pelosi, it only feeds them more of a narrative. And unfortunately, they treat capital punishment like murder now. We have this is what they're doing. They are depleting the Second Amendment. By law, as per Second Amendment, we can take arms and go erase the government. 100%. At this point, it's way beyond what that threshold was. So technically, legally, by American law, we could just wipe them all out. And the problem is getting the people that understand this together at the same time. The machine has gotten out of control. Now, I'm all for it. We don't need no government. To a point. You need a little bit for the world stage, but this government,
We need a proper government.
this government needs to be powered down and powered up. That's where we're at. And they make you sound crazy if you actually understand this. That's what the Second Amendment is for. Elon Musk stirred a whole bunch of shit just by trying to give people back free speech. And it flushed out the roaches at Twitter. Oh, they can use it to persuade political feelings and influence people when it comes to elections. Oh, so you just fucking admitted that that's what you were doing, and you're upset that you're out of power. That motherfucker walked into Twitter headquarters with a sink. I love Elon Musk. Let that sink in. The bird is free, you know? Gotta go. It is absolutely time for a meetup. We gotta set one up. 100% it's time for a meetup. I'm so down with that. I don't know. I think Evan's having a stroke.
What?
Doopsie go loopy. Listen, Evan, don't make me fucking block your ass. I love you, buddy. Don't make me block your ass.
Can't even log in yet. Keep it there. Keep it right, son.
Keep it right, son. All right. So we're gonna take a minute and go through some of the posts that you may be missing if you're not on Facebook. This is gonna be a regular video stream that I do because anyone that knows me on Facebook, that's where I'm constantly just putting out shit. So it's much easier because everything is set up here. This I wrote this. When did I write this? Was this Friday? I think I wrote this Friday. How to save the world from war, inflation, and the current energy crisis. And there's two main points to this. It's basically vote Republican. Which it sounds like a political ad at that point, but it's really not when you delve into it. So, I don't know how well you could read this. I'll read it to you. So, we're going to read this one real quick. How to save the world from war, inflation, and the current energy crisis. Why would a Republican-controlled Congress be important, and how would it help every American, including... See, this is what a lot of people on opposite sides don't do, including environmentalists, green energy policy supporters. This leaves no bridge to be gapped. If you really want to save the environment, then there's nothing left for you to say after this, okay? If Republicans take the House and Senate, like it might be projected if you all go out and vote. Without you going out and vote, don't get cocky. Don't sit back like, oh, we got this in the bag. No. You better get the fuck out there and fucking vote. You got to make it hard for them to cheat. And when people disregard voting because they figure the whole world's mad and everybody sits on their ass on election day, guess what? You ain't getting out there and you ain't voting. And when the elections are close, it's easy to cheat. If Republicans take the House and Senate, their first move should and could be to draft legislation which would set up a system for permitting of oil drilling, gas fracking, and refining. This way, it would protect the oil and gas industry from executive actions, as it would be statutory law. So Biden can't come in and just run an executive order. It has to go through Congress. It would be statutory law. That's how Biden just came in and shut down the energy sector. How would this help? First, it would create supply for the ever-growing demand for inexpensive, reliable, plentiful energy, thusly lowering energy prices, which in turn would lower the prices of everything else. If you don't know this by now, the price of energy, the price of the logistics of goods, the manufacturing of goods, everything relies on energy. We need energy. We need flowing electrons to make machines work, or combustion to create electrons to make machines work. Everything comes down to energy. So when you fuck the energy sector, everything else comes after that. It would lower the prices. Everything from gas to food to electricity. And we're heading for a food shortage. I hope you guys are really stocking up on some food. It's coming, especially with Russia's announcement today that they're no longer going through the agreement to allow Ukraine to export grain. And the grain, the breadbasket of the world, and the money laundering center of the world. Yeah, no. Shortages are coming. I'm set. I got fucking food for days, months. I'm good. We're good. I hope you are. Second, it would boost GDP. Imagine that. We start supplying the world with oil and gas. Look at Germany. Look at all of Europe and how Russia could just cut them off of their energy supply. It's a bargaining chip. We can wipe that out. There you go, Europe. We got your gas and we got your oil. Okay? Boosting the GDP, it would take the pressure off the Federal Reserve with their increasing of interest rates. Now, the government's been spending a lot of money on this and that. We're sending, I think we're sending another $80 billion to Ukraine. Where's the money for Florida? When Elon Musk spent $45 billion on Twitter, like, you could have solved the world hunger. Well, we're sending another $80 billion to Ukraine. Where's the outrage? There is no outrage because these people are not consistent in their thoughts. They are in a cult. Okay? So, if we start producing oil, that means the country is making money with profit. That means we could start paying back the Federal Reserve because we borrow. This is how fucked up this government is. The government could back their own money by gold. We produce something. When we give you an IOU, because essentially that's what a dollar bill is, an IOU. We give it to you, we say, well, you can exchange that for gold, something of real value. What our government does is it borrows money from a fucking bank. And the bank says, we'll give you this loan, but we're going to charge you interest. And then the government spends all this money recklessly, and it goes, how are we going to pay it back? Oh, we're going to raise taxes. And the Federal Reserve's going, well, Mr. Government, you don't produce anything. You don't create anything. We got to raise interest rates because you're just running willy-nilly with this debt. I think something like 200 years it took for us to get like $1 billion or $1 trillion in debt. We were, I want to say, somewhere around $21 trillion with the national debt. In the past 2 years, we've had $10 trillion. I don't think many people know what that means. The entire economy of the world, if you took every piece of pizza and added up, about $75 trillion. And we're in debt $30-something trillion. When we're squelching our own resources, our own means of production, our own GDP, our own jobs, it's really fucked up. And it's got to be intentional. This is too stupid to be stupid. Okay? Don't talk about white supremes and all of this and blacks people versus whites people and no. Government's your goddamn enemy. And that's where the fuck we're at. So, second, it will boost the GDP, take the pressure off the Fed in increasing interest rate hikes. This would be the only way to combat inflation without tossing the country into a recession, which we're technically already in a recession, and a possible depression. Because the only way to correct this kind of a situation with inflation is to send the country into a goddamn depression. There's no other way. You either start making money or everybody goes broke paying back these loans on interest. It's one or the other. Now, fact, oil and gas companies, you think, oh, well, President Trump will come in and cut the red tape and they'll just start producing again. That's not the case. If you heard the statement from the CEO of Chevron, he said, all of these refineries that were shuttered, they're staying closed. We're not reopening them. We don't have the leases. They're not approved. We haven't had the research. Do you know how long it takes from the point where you pick a piece of land, then you search the piece of land, you move all the equipment out there, then you start drilling down to the point you actually start pumping, and then you got to ship it, refine it, and then sell it. This takes billions and billions of dollars, and if you wanted to build a new refinery today, you're looking at about a decade. Why the hell would these oil companies spend billions of dollars that they won't see any of the money back for at least a decade, when someone could come in another 4 years and just shut it back down again? So their money just evaporates, gone. Why would they do that? They're not going to. They're not. And that's why it's important that Republicans draft legislation that makes it statutory law so executive orders cannot touch our energy sector. Okay? And I'm in the EV business. I work for Tesla. We're not there yet. It is not ready. They're not ready. Now, here's a little exclusive. Okay, this might get me in trouble. Hold on. But I gotta do this. I gotta let my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful YouTube audience. You guys want a little bit of... Put a 1 in the comment section now that I can see it again. Put a 1 in if you want a little bit of insight and a little secret as to what I'm up to with the EV industry. Because this is a game changer. Drop a 1 in. 5. I don't know what the fuck 5 is. Tony. Alright. Here's a little something. I didn't do it. Where the fuck put that plug? Oh, it's under the table. Over there. Towards up on there. Give me a second. Roll the cord first. Okay. This, my friends, this is an EV charger. Okay? This is made by Leviton. It's a 240 volt. You can plug this in. You stole it? Hell no. Relax. Don't be accusing me of nothing. This is what charges all the hybrids for the last decade. All of the plug-in hybrids. Tesla can plug into this. Okay? What I get paid to do is swap these out for the next generation level 2 charge point chargers. Okay? You went to pubic school. Shit, I hope they taught you how to shave. Shave your pits, bitch! So what happens is, I go in, and I take these old Leviton systems out, and I swap them out for the new ones. The new ones work on a network. And you gotta hook it up through gateways. You gotta hook it into the network. Now, any of you have been paying attention. What happened, what was it, Michigan? When their smart thermometers locked them out? Y'all remember that? I did not steal it. We throw these in the dumpsters. Not me, though. I take them home. Everyone goes, what the hell are you going to do with that? We're getting to that point. I've thrown 3 of these in the dumpster, and they go for hundreds of dollars. And I got the charging cords. Those themselves sell for hundreds of dollars. That's not the point. What happened when there was an energy crisis and people got locked out of their thermometers? Their thermostats. Remember when they got locked out? It's fucked up. Remember when California was telling people not to charge their EVs? Now we're gonna take 2 and 2, and we're gonna put this together. What happens when your EV charger is connected to the internet as a smart device, and the government says you can't use it? They shut it off. Imagine plugging in your car and it says you're not allowed to charge your car right now. Well, the beauty of these motherfuckers, right here, it don't work on internet. You plug your car into this, it's going to charge it regardless, as long as the power is connected. So when places like California and New York start saying you can only charge your cars between certain hours or you're not allowed to charge your cars, you come down, I'll give you a good rate, I'll charge your fucking cars for you. This is legit, right here. Fuck things mint. It will charge the car just as fast as these new ones. The only difference is the government can't shut them off. That's the big difference. So, that's why I'm collecting the fuck out of these things. I mean, I could sell them, but I think the long-term benefits of everybody being able to charge their cars, you come fucking talk to me. And if the government got a problem with it, well, these are paid for, they're bought, it's private property. Go fuck yourself. There is no statute that says I can have my own EV chargers. Nope. I ain't stealing them, gutter girl. They go in the dumpster.
Love you, gutter.
Fly crew, I ain't getting rid of none of them. But that thing I think is about 30, 40 pounds. So to ship it to you, I'll wait till my trip to Texas and I'll bring it with me. You get to see the RV. But, what? I don't give a fuck. That was going in the dumpster. I said, what are we doing with this? They said, we throw it in the dumpster. I said, no, we don't. You mean this is not connected to the internet? Because they could turn them on and off via the network, and this is pre-network, so I'm taking all of these motherfuckers. Good luck with them. You're stealing me one, Bob. They're not stolen property. It was garbage. I took it home because people don't get it. They're like, oh, I want the latest and greatest. And I'm like, yeah, but that one could get shut off by the government. This one cannot. As long as it's hooked up, you're charging, baby. Fuck what the government says. Then that's the whole point of all this. Well, get a hybrid to begin with. Well, one is yours. I'll give you a good price. It's a flathead. Turn to the left. Yeah, I'm recycling them. No, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that for all these people that have to deal with this EV bullshit, has a way to be able to charge their vehicles when they feel like it without the government intervening and telling them they can't. That's the whole shit. Freedom, right? You want to be able to charge your vehicle? Remember California? Don't charge your vehicle. Well, no. I'm charging my vehicle because it's the only type of car I can have. So now you just tell me I can't drive. Fuck that. Fuck you. Well, don't fuck with it. Don't touch it. Yeah, it works. It's 100%. I've got a 120 volt that I think can be wired as a 240, but a real 240 charger wouldn't be bad either. All right, this is how I'll give you a quick breakdown on how electrical services into houses work. You get 2 buses coming in. Each one is 240. Not 240. Each one is 120. So you have 2 feeds. They come in 120, 120, and each breaker on that bus or the side of the panel alternates. So you go like 1, 3, 5, 7. Like if you were to skip every other, it's coming from each feed. All you got to do is get a double pole breaker, which touches both buses, and there's your 240 volt. It's very simple to do. All I do is I run 2 number 6s out to wherever the fuck this thing's sitting, to the outlet. And then I put in a double pole, and you got 240. Every house is wired for 240. It's 2 feeds of 120. Flight crew, if it's done properly, it's not sketch at all. In fact, that's how these things are fed. It's very simple. Very simple to do. In fact, I'm going to be taking a trip to Pennsylvania to help my friend Joe wire in a generator into his panel to be able to backfeed it. And, well, Yankee, if he's watching or if he watches this, I will come down and I'll pinch you your nipples and help you set up for a generator, emergency generator for your house. Tony wants a boat. Well, I got a raft. I got an RV, a raft, and a bus. And then I got land everywhere. The only thing we're missing is a helicopter. I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments. I haven't even finished on that thing, but what I'm going to say about this, with these chargers, everybody's throwing them out and upgrading. What they're not realizing is the government can control it and just shut it off. You can't shut this off with a network. So when all these electric vehicle owners are going, oh, the government says I can't charge them right now, they don't turn on till 5. I could charge you. Right fucking here, I could charge you up. Boop, boop. And nobody's seeing it because the corporate aspect of these dealerships are making these decisions. We're going to upgrade to the latest and greatest. But the latest and greatest is a smart device that's controlled by the government. So, as an insider in the EV fucking spectrum, I'm going to have these. They're going to be for sale. Once I get a few of them, I'm going to make sure I got enough to be able to hook them up and have a place for anybody to charge with. And if they got a problem with it, you got a problem with the government, I'm easy to find. Come say something, because nothing I'm doing is illegal. They're paid for. These were going in the dumpster. Fuck you. And why don't you come out and tell the people the real agenda behind upgrading these things to gateways and network fucking charges? Because that's the only way you're going to take these away from me, by saying, no, we want to be able to control it. We want to be able to lock you out of your thermostat. We want to be able to lock you out of your EV charger. There's no way to say, there's no other reason to take these away from me other than that. So, you heard it here. They will have a problem with it, but they'll also have to expose their hand. Why do you have a problem with it? Why do you have a problem with me putting in a decade-old charger that charges that you can't control? Because then they'll have to let you know that they want the control. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to let them expose themselves. I don't give a fuck. I got these EV chargers. I got hybrid chargers. When they bring the hammer down,
I'll be using gas.
hold on. I gotta catch up on some of these comments. Hang on. I didn't even finish with the first post from Fact Check News, and we're off on a tangent. They'll have a problem. You can't collect rainwater. No. Yeah, they got rules against that. You can't collect rainwater because they say, oh, watershed. But at the same time, they allow people to fucking use fertilizers and Roundup and then collect that water too. Collect all the fucking rainwater you want. That's what I say. Who the hell tells you can't collect rainwater? This is what you do. You got a couple of big Berkey filters. You got 2 5-gallon buckets. And you make your own fucking filtration system. Yeah. That is what they're doing all along. Everything's about control because I got news for you. When there's a curfew in, the EVs, they all come with kill switches. They just shut them off. You ain't driving nowhere anyway. The old school hybrids like the Leaf, the Prius, the original ones, you'll get away with it. Kiss, she's eating it. What are you eating? I'm hungry. I'm fucking starving. Alright, so I'm going to finish going through this post. Where did we leave? Where would this help with the green energy movement? Okay, fact. I'm gonna go back a second. Oil and gas companies are not going to make these long-term investments to restart refineries, build new refineries. If any Joe Schmo could just come in and shut them down. Why are they going to lose billions of dollars over long-term investments if it's only got support for short-term? Okay? They're not. They're not. The CEO of Chevron says they're not. How would this help the green energy movement? Now, anybody who's against nuclear is not part of green energy. They're a part of communism. Solar and wind will not meet the demands of energy. Will not. Will not. I put in solar. I deal with solar transfer systems. The efficiency of a solar panel is about 40%. 40%. And that's on the high end. You could get a solar panel, it says it's 150 watts. Take 40% of that. You do math. I don't want to do math right now. I'm doing it live. No, storage is easy. It's the efficiency. Battery banks. Oh, batteries are expensive. Here's something. Keep an eye out for solid state lithium batteries. Solid state battery, they will last forever, but they'll cost you a lot of fucking money, but that's a game changer. When they're working on the technology. But the solar panels themselves, let's talk about those. They're very inefficient. They only work when it's sunny. The panels that people are getting when their government, like in New York State, get a free solar system. They lease your roof, they own your roof, and they give you shitty panels. So you're not gonna backfeed anything. If you do, then you got to be pointed south with a 30-degree pitched roof. Those are the specs. Facing south with a 30-degree pitched roof. That's optimal for Long Island, okay? Depending on where you live, the zone, those will vary, but when it comes into efficiency, yeah, you're getting them for free, but they own your roof, and you still got to pay per kilowatt hour. Get good panels, put them up yourself, and then you own nobody shit. You don't owe nobody nothing, okay? But how would releasing the energy sector help the green environmentalists? Well, considering it's the only way to combat inflation, and if we wanted to take that into consideration, we're lowering interest rates because we're, producing something, our GDP is growing, and we're battling inflation. The cost of everything comes down. The cost of the emergent technology would be a lot more affordable to develop and implement. In this case, we would make bigger strides towards saving the environment. What other collateral benefits would it have globally? Well, here's for you lefties. Here's for you Democrats, the I stand with Ukrainians. It would increase sources for other countries around the world to obtain oil and gas. So dictators like Putin cannot cash in on being one of the only fucking suppliers of oil. Want to save Ukraine? Well, the first step is hurting Putin's pockets. I don't think there's a Ukrainian profile flag on the internet that could disagree with that. I really don't. Putin is cashing in like crazy. The Saudis are cashing in like crazy. Now, do you know why OPEC and Saudis they're lowering their production? Because they're running out of oil. The U.S. has enough oil to run the entire planet for the next 100 years. You're telling me we can't make the green technology more efficient? Why aren't any of these people talking about nuclear? It's not about the environment. If it was about the environment, you'd see nuclear power plants going up everywhere. Energy would be free. Everybody suffers without it. Okay? These are just a few key advantages. And it is the common sense solution to the world's problem with energy and development. Energy should be a uniting factor because everybody suffers without it. The U.S. has enough oil to power the planet for the next 100 or so years, and it's being squelched for technology that cannot compete or uphold the demand. This is intentional. Nuclear is a great option for building energy, meaning like city buildings, factories, and all that, and housing energy, your homesteads. Here we go. Yeah. Diesel. For those who don't realize, the U.S. has about 23 days worth of diesel left. That runs literally everything from the trucks to the forklifts to the tractors, farms, food, diesel. Thank you, diesel, for letting me eat food my whole fucking life. Diesel, we got 24 days left. I wonder why that is. It couldn't be because the president doesn't control gas prices, right? No, he controls energy policy. And this is what happens when you starve your fucking nation of energy. Tractors ain't gonna run. And add this to Russia no longer abiding by the UN fucking agreement to allow grain exports from Ukraine. The food shortages are coming. There's no way about it. There's not going to be any turnaround fast enough to fix this. And I've been warning people about the food shortages for a while. I say you ain't going to feel it till winter. It ain't winter yet, and they're still making it worse. Okay? If you want to end a lot of suffering, we got no choice. I've never said this before. I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to vote Republican. I don't even give a fuck if I think they're a rhino. We'll deal with that after the fact. I've never been that way. I'm an independent. I'm going to vote Republican straight down the goddamn line. There's no other way out of this. No other way. There's no other way out of this. So now I'm going to come back to the comments and see. Yep. No, all the new cars have kill switches. Let's go back. Stars carving another masterpiece. Eat the bugs. Yeah, no, I'm not eating bugs. Sorry. And in fact, bugs are completely filled with parasites. They're bad for you. Yeah, cavemen lived off bugs and nuts, but what was the life expectancy of a caveman? I'd be dead by now. Okay? Star is eating a pumpkin. I love pumpkin seeds. They're great. They don't want anyone to be self-sufficient. Exactly. I'm trying to be self-sufficient. It's a battle. It's easy once you narrow down the basics of what it takes to be self-sufficient. That'll be a whole nother video on basically look at the Native Americans. You can set them up yourself. I'm not sure what that is, but if you're talking about the car charges, that's what I do. I could come into your house and wire you up a fucking charger. Full tracking solar array in a field would be cool as hell, but more maintenance and things to break. Well, not only that, do you know how many animals solar farms displace? Do you know the amount of land it takes up for a solar farm? I pass them all the time. It destroys the habitats of animals. No solar panels, don't have steep pitched roof, and too much ice and snow. You're right. You're not going to benefit from solar panels, Watch. Not in that environment. Bobby for president. Got my... I appreciate you. Don't make me blush. You made me blush. All right. I don't want to get Epsteined, so I would never run for president, but if I did... Oh, you could make me a write-in. I appreciate that. Fill our glass first. Oh, that's... Yeah. If you don't have the means to take care of yourself, how are you taking care of others? I'm almost 3 years into living off-grid. Cost $50 power, insurance, $40 per week or per watt. Winter to run the generator plus food. God bless you. God bless you. I'm very happy to hear that. Maybe you could start putting out some videos on what you've done and how you do it, and help others along that are starting out to learn what the off-grid is. Why can't we use our own oil in the USA? Now, here's something. I have to always look at things from two lenses. The only reason I would see Biden telling OPEC to produce more oil when they're running out and refuse to touch ours is because we're going to be the last nation on the planet to have any oil. Any oil. Think about that. When the U.S. runs out of oil, there's no more. So, to a point, I want to say it's kind of strategic. But then the motherfucker is draining out our strategic oil reserve, which proves that he ain't thinking that fashion. He's just a fucking idiot, appeasing these climate cultists. And I got news for you. If climate change is global warming and global warming's what's happening, that's a good fucking thing, because less people die when the world don't freeze over. I love global warming. It gives us a longer growing season, so you could grow crops for a longer period of time. People aren't freezing to death. It was ditto. We're independent. We got no choice. There is no choice. Our backs are to the wall. Takes a lot of land, but I've seen solar fields, most in the middle of the desert. No real loss to me. I see them on farms over here. I see them on farms, and I'm like, that could be grazing, that could be crops. Why the fuck do you have solar in a zone 5 in the northeast that you're constantly covered with clouds? You fucking freeze up for half the goddamn year. I could understand putting a solar field or a solar farm in a desert. I ain't in the desert. I'm looking at where you got crops, cattle, and livestock, and perfectly farmable fields being wasted with these panels that most of the time are either covered in snow and ice or cloud. The northeast and zone 5 is not the place for solar. And windmills. These things destroy the goddamn environment. And I'll tell you, here's something. Here's a little inside thing about windmills. When the wind blows too hard, they got to shut them down. You would think, oh, we got strong winds today, we should be producing power like a motherfucker. No. The wind's blowing too hard, shut the windmill off. It would be like saying, oh, the sun is too bright today, shut off the solar panels. I'm telling you, that's what it is. We work on them. I work on them. The windmills, you figure you need wind, right? When the wind's blowing too hard, you gotta shut it off, because you'll break it. They're even more inefficient than the fucking solar panels are. Nuclear, according to Bush. I'm telling you. Seeing them on farms will kill you, right? Yeah, that's where it's at. That's where the fuck it's at. Now, I'm gonna take a brief break. I gotta go pee real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little bit about this Hammer Control and fucking Pelosi situation. Because they awfully quiet about it after 72 hours. We haven't had an update in 48 hours. No videos, no body cam, no Ring doorbells, no security, no nothing. So I'm gonna put up a screensaver for a second. Let's see if I could do this.
Sorry, but why didn't we go there tonight?
Where? It's Michael Savage. I didn't know DeSantis was in. I didn't know this. All right, we will be back after this short break from our sponsors, Michael Savage.
DeSantis on Long Island. If they can hear that, Zeldin was and DeSantis on Long Island tonight. You know what? You're gonna fill it for a second. Sit down. Here we go. Oh no.
Yeah, you are. Oh yeah, you are. Well, it's going. All right. So Eli wants to speak. Eli, come talk to the people. Everybody, welcome Eli. I know you're all fans.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Eli going live. We are going to bring up YouTube. Bring Eli. There you go. So, right here are all of the comments coming in.
I gotta read now.
Eli. Yeah, you got you. Talk about some sauce.
Sauce. You smell your camera.
Depends on his
I get my mood. All right.
Your mood now is that going? But talk
Well,
to
where
the people.
I'm looking because I look at the little me. So. I'm not used to the whole. Alright, so I just texted it, whatever the hell you call that, but I had one thing to say, like, the global warming and all that shit, no, the Earth's axis, they're melting on one side, they're growing on the other, but picture this, with the oceans rising and all that, you got a bathtub, you put water in it, throw a couple sandbags in it when it's too high, where's the water go? It rises. All the cargo ships we're putting in the ocean, and submarines and battleships and all that shit and the shit we dump in the ocean, common sense. Yes, the tides are gonna rise. It doesn't take an idiot to figure that out. That's just common sense. Let me know what you think about that, because that's just what it is. Global warming, yeah, sure. We can build, we're already planning it for Mars. We can filter it, same as water. Desalinate the water. Oh, God.
That's got nothing to do with the old criminal justice reform policies that would say Trump and Biden would be for. This has to do with
So how many people are waiting for the red tsunami?
against the victims and works for the criminals.
It's coming.
Hope owns and eats that now because she's the governor of New York. So whatever Alvin Brown or Eric
He ain't do about what everybody. See, I come in, I go, tell us embarrassing stories about Bobby. Oh, Jesus. Where's my phone? Hey, is my phone over there? Oh, he's back. I would have told you the stories, but he's back. Nothing.
What do you get? What do you?
I said the whole thing about the tub and the water rising for the global warming's bullshit because they're melting on one side, growing on the other. And then I said, fill a tub with water, throw sandbags in it. But then he's like, tell us embarrassing stories about Bobby. I was like, go get my phone and I'll show him a few fucking videos.
You gotta join Facebook and tune in if you want to see any of the shit that no one gets to see.
Do a little dance.
There's really not any embarrassing stories except for letting.
I
people
didn't
suck
post.
my tits.
I didn't post. That's a skill. Yeah, that's a
There's
good
CC
one.
in the background. Say hi to
I
the
love you.
world, CC. You're live worldwide right now.
Love you, soul.
You
Hey,
are. They see you're on
Explain
camera.
the bathtub.
You gotta say hi. You can't see it. There's CC. She is sweetheart. Here's a very simple sea level rising experiment. You could do at home with your children. It's 100% safe and it debunks all of it. Take a glass of water, fill it with ice, and then fill it with water to the brim, and wait overnight for the ice to melt. And you tell me if that cup overflows or not. Cause I ain't no physicist, but water takes up more volume when it's frozen than when it's in liquid form. So I don't believe anyone has ever gone to the moon. Now that's a weird one. I'm kind of with you on that, Kia. I'm not gonna lie. You didn't know you had a ton of videos on channel. I have to give. Yeah, I didn't know Kia. Everybody go check out Kia's channel after this. I'm gonna. But as far as the moon exploration, you mean we made strides in every technology, but we can't go back to the moon? Why is China striving to go to the moon? I think China, in fact, has been going to the moon. It's one of two things. This is how I see it. Now, real quick, I want to promote this book. I'm not sponsored. There's no endorsements here. But Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, he's actually a uber liberal. He is not like a right wing by any means. Win Bigley, The Art of Persuasion in a World Where Facts Don't Matter. Because cognitive dissonance is a big problem. Big problem. And I can break it down for you this easily. How can you identify cognitive dissonance? Let's take smokers, for example. I smoke. Okay, I smoke cigarettes. It's a bad habit. I want to give it up. I'm suffocating myself. But I admit that. It's bad for me. I understand the consequences of my actions. An example of cognitive dissonance would be someone that says, oh, well, this person lived to 110 and they smoked every day. They're rationalizing bad decisions on grounds that support their actions. For me, I know smoking's bad. I know I'm doing damage to myself I can't undo. I know that I should stop it. I smoke, that's a fact, and I understand that I'm putting myself at risk. Cognitive dissonance would say, oh, well, this person lived to 110 and they smoked, so I should be fine. That's the easiest explanation I could give to break down cognitive dissonance. And it happens on both sides. Both sides. And I hate to say this, if you're a Trump fan, we got Trump cultists that make us look retarded. They make us look crazy. Absolutely crazy. But right-wingers, before the left played with language, were not pro-government. In fact, far left was communism, far right was anarchy. And they've done a good job making people fear anarchy. You know who the original anarchists were of this nation? Our founding fathers. We didn't need a centralized government. We promote individual liberty. You see people like Hillary Clinton coming out today blaming toxic discourse and conspiracy theories because some gay homeless dude on a drug binge smacked Pelosi with his own hammer in his house after the cops showed up. We're going to get into this because I don't believe any of it. He might have got smacked up by a hammer. Where's Pelosi? Where's Pelosi? You don't see any pictures of her going home? You don't see any statements coming out by her? Okay? According to San Francisco police, when they showed up, both men were in their underwear. They both had hammers. Paul Pelosi and DePepe. And then DePepe attacked him with his own hammer. So the cops let him grab the hammer out of Paul Pelosi's hand and then hit him with it? And now I'm hearing reports, possibly, allegedly, not verified. I don't, unless I could prove it, I don't state anything as a matter of fact. But there was a third person in the house. Third person. And okay, here's a little bit of rabbit hole for you. Apparently, the Pepe's friends with Ed Buck. Go down that rabbit hole. Ed Buck, serving 30-something fucking years for injecting people with drugs, and also friends with Schiff. But Ed Buck also donated to Pelosi's political campaign, and they want to discount conspiracy theories. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Conspiracies exist. Just ask the mafia. Conspiracy to commit murder. Conspiracy for racketeering. Conspiracy is literally two people or more agreeing to commit a crime. That's it. That's a conspiracy. A theory is an assumption or a guess of what they were trying to obtain through it. A theory. It's a theory. It means it's not proven yet, but if I were to take a swinging wild ass guess, a swag, as Rick would say, this is my theory on it. What you base those theories on is where it counts. See, someone like me, I gotta take source material. I got a lot of heat from my friends who are Trump supporters, because they'll say things that are matter of fact, and I'm like, where did you get this from? Because I don't see any evidence of this. You have to have something to base your evidence on. Otherwise, you sound like a crackpot. And so, conspiracy theory was drafted by the CIA, I think in the 70s, to program people to automatically discount it. So if conspiracy theories weren't true, then release all the mob members that were convicted on conspiracies. Conspiracy to what? You're a conspiracy theorist. I put up a list. Here we go. Hold on, because this one's on my main Facebook, but let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Hold on. Here, the people, the same people, trying to blame conspiracy theories and toxic discourse on this hammer attack by left-wing, gay, nudist, liberal who supports Black Lives Matter. Okay? No matter who he followed on Twitter, what he did in his real life is what the fuck matters. Because I watch CNN and all that shit. I try to see what the opposition is saying. So suddenly I'm left-wing? No. I used to be considered a liberal and left-wing. Before they changed the language, my views never changed. I just don't like government telling me what to do. Here's a hoax quiz. This was drafted by Scott Adams. And there's 16. There's way more, but these are the easiest. The Russia collusion hoax. The dossier paid for by Hillary Clinton. They hired Robert Steele to get unverified information that James Comey and all of them signed off on. Okay? This has to do a lot with the Durham report. You signed off under oath that you vetted the information, and then later admitted that they didn't. Russia collusion. The Steele dossier. Hooker story. PP-Gate. I think we all remember that one. That was provided by the same person who provided the entire bullshit Steele dossier. That's why it's named after him. Russia paying bounties on U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. That was a story that came and went real quick because it was easily debunked, but apparently Russia was willing to pay mercenaries to kill U.S. soldiers. No, Putin doesn't have a death wish. He might be brutal, but he's not a fucking idiot. He's not an idiot. You don't be part of the KGB and then take over Russia by being an idiot. I don't know how the fuck... You know how they got Biden into office? By dropping all these fucking bullshit mail-in, unverified mail-in ballots and stuffing ballot boxes and ballot harvesting. We'll break this down. I know last time I said this, I got a strike on my channel and the video removed. Trump won 2020. Undeniably. Undeniably. If this country and the government followed law, Trump would be your president right now, and there'd be no war in Ukraine. There'd be no shortages of anything. You'd be prospering. Trump called neo-Nazis very fine people. Well, if you play 30 seconds past there was fine people on both sides, he literally says, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis. Trump suggesting drinking or injecting bleach to fight COVID. No, he said maybe there's a way to inject detergents to clean out the system. But the biggest point of that statement was the UV light. And what did Twitter do right after he made that statement and everybody, all the Democrats started thinking he said drink bleach? They took down a university study from California that was talking about UV light being put into intubation units where they could use the UV light to kill all the COVID. You can look this up. It exists. They scrubbed it. Now you can find it again. But at the time, because of the narrative, they had to do it. Remember the whole horse pace. Ivermectin, you were not a horse. Well, these same motherfuckers that told you you're not a horse because you were interested in an antiviral medicine that was approved since the 40s to treat humans and won a Nobel Prize, the ivermectin, antiviral substance. These guys, once Roe v. Wade was overturned, they wanted to take horse medication for abortion. Remember this shit. Trump overfed koi fish in Japan. No, he didn't. Didn't happen. I don't even know why that even mattered to anybody. Trump cleared protesters with tear gas for a Bible photo op. Okay. This is an important one. Hey! Get down for a split second.
No. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Mario, kill.
This is an important one. This is a key point right here. When you hear Trump cleared protesters for a photo op in front of the church, remember how much they bitch about January 6th. I'm gonna spike your brains here. They were attacking the fucking White House. They had to bring Trump down into the fucking chambers, and they're like, oh, look at Trump hiding in the basement. They thought they were gonna storm the fucking White House, and that church had been set on fire. Okay? The police dispersed the protesters while Trump got brought in to protection because they were rioting outside of the White House. Why don't you hear about this? Why don't you hear about this? What was it, June 29th? January 29th? Something like that. 2020. I'll find the date. January 6th ain't got shit on what these people did for a fucking year and a half. And Kamala Harris was bailing them out. Remember that? The Minnesota fucking protesters. No. January 6th was a mostly peaceful protest. I'm giving a shit. And he didn't order any of it because he got brought into protection. And after the church fire was put out and they stopped attacking the White House, he went across for a photo op to show that he's against them burning down churches. They're burning. This is a whole nother video. Remind me in the comment section after this live is posted to get into the whole attack on religion. Because even though I'm not a Bible thumper, I'm not a Bible thumper white supreme, there's a lot to this. And it has everything to do with your freedom. Hunter's laptop was Russian disinformation. Clapper, fucking... Oh, the head of the CIA, all of these people came out calling it Russian disinformation after we told you for a year and a half, look at this laptop. Look at this laptop. And they're like, oh, that's Russian disinformation. Then they had to come out and say, no, it's legit. We fucking told you. Those who were paying attention, we told you. You knew this. We knew this. And they called us conspiracy theorists and right-wing extremists and assets of Putin. But now it's out in the open. You want to hear the truth first? You fucking come here. Okay? Elections weren't fair because no court found major fraud. Nah. Here's a fun one. This is pretty easy because we got the receipts. We got the receipts. As far as the way this is worded, No court found major fraud because A, when it was addressed beforehand, the court said that the election hasn't happened yet, so they cannot say that there's fraud for something that has not existed yet. And then afterwards, once the election was confirmed, they said, well, there's no precedent, there's no policy to undo an election, so the point is moot. And they never even entertained the evidence. Never. And if you go by statutory law, governors cannot just make up election laws. It has to go through legislators. The Supreme Court of PA just said any ballot that comes in after the fucking effective mail-in date shall be null and void. That wasn't in place for 2020. They stole the election. Trump won the election, and we got a ton of receipts. Here's another thing. 4 years of Russian collusion. That Russia, the election was rigged, right? Now they're saying, we're vulnerable to hacking ahead of 2024. That Republicans might rig and steal the election. Well, so 2020 was the only secure election? The only one. The most popular president on the planet, who eats ice cream cones and can't finish a sentence, who falls upstairs and couldn't attract more than 5 people to a rally. Yeah. No, that's that was the most secure election ever. Okay? If you say so. That's why I don't believe a word you fucking say. January 6th was an insurrection. Meet your Bobby. Yeah, I'm on a fucking rant. This is my channel. I can rant, right? Hold on. I'm going to catch up on... I'm going to finish this quick list, and then I'm going to catch up on all the comments. And I appreciate you all being here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because, I do this for y'all, and y'all do it for me, and I consider us friends. We got to do a meetup. We do have to do a meetup. Insurrection. To overthrow the government. Okay. I'm going to start off by saying Ray Epps. The only person on video countless times saying, we're going to storm the Capitol tomorrow. Storm the Capitol. Go in the Capitol. He's the only one not arrested for this shit. Where's the pipe bomber? I have a feeling Garland's going to want to resign, and Schiff better get a fucking lawyer before the news comes out about this pipe bomber. Because damn well if they found Grandma in fucking Arkansas months after and managed to get her in handcuffs, they know who the pipe bomber is. They know it. And it wasn't a fucking Trumpist. And that's why they can't find him. And Ray Epps wasn't a fucking Trumpist. And that's why they let him go. And you tell me one insurrection without guns. If we were to do January 6th the right way, we all would have been armed, and every one of those politicians would have been dragged out in handcuffs, thrown in cages, and we would have reestablished the government as per our right, as per the Second Amendment. That's what the fuck that is. Trump tried to grab this Trump tried to grab the steering wheel of the beast. He jumped through fucking partitions past 2 Secret Service members and tried to hijack the beast. That was a fun one for those who actually caught that. Border Patrol agents whipped illegal border crossers. Although they should have, they didn't. They're reins on a horse. I'm with Rick. And if I was border czar, I'd have catapults. Wee bloop. Wee bloop. Fucking catapult them. They're invaders. And they're terrorists. And there's all these people coming in right now. As far as Halloween, they're bringing in all this fentanyl disguised as candy. I would not be letting my kids eat Halloween candy this year. I'd buy them a ton of candy themselves and then toilet paper and eggs and let them go around and have fun. Governor Whitmer kidnapping. Yo, Rick fans, we all know about this. This was an FBI entrapment. Okay? Trump mocked the reporter's disability when he went, oh... How many fucking times you see Trump mock people like this? That's what he does. It's what it is. And then government spending to subsidize green products reduces inflation. the Inflation Reduction Act that spent trillions, and then the inflation went up multiple points afterwards because the government just keeps printing fucking money and stifling the GDP. So that ends this. This doesn't even address all of them. I mean, this list should be about 40, 50, maybe 100 fucking points long. This is by Scott Adams. But as we tear through it, it's so easy to see the fucking bullshit. So now I'm going to catch up with y'all in the comments here. Let's see. Peeps up. Oh, that must have been Eli. Tell us about smoking schmeats. Well, you get yourself some good pellets. I would pick like a nice hickory or cedar, and you let the smoke just absorb into it. Yankee Doorbell is the mouse trap. It says press the button, we'll hear you. Oh, you're damn right you will. And I want to thank YouTube for letting us finally use the community feature, because I would do posts on YouTube like I do on Facebook. So as long as this community feature is open, check back. I'm going to start posting like I do on Facebook, on YouTube. It was never an option for me before. You're not used to the whole Eli? Uh-oh. Eli, tell us embarrassing stories about Bobby. You know what? If you
I got a lot.
There really isn't. There's not a lot at all because they're all posted to Facebook. I have no shame. I dance. I let good singers sign my titties. If you're pretty, I'll buy you a drink.
And I got the videos when he passed it out.
Yes, and they were nice enough not to draw cocks on my face. But I would have shot them. Because I lay with a loaded gun under my pillow. You didn't hear that. I live in Texas. Gutter, you have to see it. Even the husband laughed. I'm not sure what that goes about. I shared Yankee Doorbell with everyone. Yeah, that was fun. I like that one. I see a bare moon rising. I see trouble on the way. Yep. But even the sun comes out every morning, so it's a day-by-day thing. I didn't know you had a ton of videos. Yeah, alright. Kia, I'm going to check out your channel. I'm sorry that I've neglected it thus far. Now we're getting into the moon thing. That's an iffy. I can't explain why suddenly we don't go to the moon anymore. How are they getting past the radiation field? Oh, that's mine. Open the fridge. Give me back my beer. Give me my beer.
He drinks blue. He's a Democrat. I drink red.
Red, white, and blue, motherfuckers.
There's no red on yours.
Red, white, and blue, motherfuckers. There's white on both, and there's red and blue. See how this works? What's the name of that? That radiation line, like the Sands, not Sands Horizon. There's a fucking name for it. Radiation belt cannot pass. Van Allen, the Van Allen radiation belt. Yep, there it is. Yeah, no, we can't. We threw that technology out. We erased all the fucking tapes, and aliens don't exist. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There was a family member of mine who was a top-level Army Ranger, and he was in the service through Vietnam and all that. He told me aliens exist, and we've been working with them since the 70s. And he's not a crackpot. He's not one of those type of people to just say shit. So my whole life changed when he looked at me basically dead in the eye and said, listen, we work with aliens. We do, 100%. And he doesn't entertain conspiracy theories. I wanna be anarchy. I'm guessing that's a song reference, but anarchy's not as scary as they think. Sons of Anarchy. I read she's traumatized and had duct tape and zip ties. Oh, she's traumatized. Notice she was out of town. I wouldn't put it past her to put a hit out on her husband for making her fucking look bad and fucking gay guys while they're on drugs. Maybe Shift was there. Shift comes in with the Ed Buck thing. Was the duct tape and zip ties before they let... Paul Pelosi and the intruder were both in underwear, and they both had hammers. The glass was on the outside of the door, and the guy didn't hit him with a hammer until the cops were there. Take that for what you will. And those are facts. Those are the facts that we know because they've been awfully fucking quiet. And once they come out going, conspiracy theories, you know for a fact they're trying to cover some shit up. Preacher Bobby. Well, only if you enjoyed the sermon. Me, all the above. Yep, you know it. Don't forget the soap and shaving cream. My Mexican people are more American than Americans. Honestly, Tony, you're right. So are Cubans. Cubans are more American than Americans. That's the truth. You got these entitled white suburban left-wing fucking women. These brave, empowered fucking women that do everything with their feelings. To the point where people don't even have to pass standards anymore to qualify for a position. And then they wonder why people are getting hurt and everything. All of the integrity of everything's going down. Okay? It's what it is. Only beer I'll drink is Michelob Light. Don't like drinking though. I only rent it. Me too! I am magical. I will take a beer and turn it into water. Isn't that insane? Life, Liberty, and Levin is on right now. I will say this about Levin. He may not see it. He wants war. He pushes the military-industrial complex. He's right about 99.9% of shit. But he wants to send more money to Ukraine, and he thinks that Putin's an evil dictator. Putin's an evil dictator. You want to know the problem they have with Putin? Notice China does not get criticism like Russia, even though China is the bigger threat. It's because China's going to run the New World Order, and Putin will not be influenced by this left-wing radicalization of people and all of this transgender shit. All of this sexualizing children shit. No. And they think, oh, if you take out Putin, things will get better. No. Because anybody who comes after Putin is going to be way fucking worse. And you heard that here. Because I'm based. And I take everything with a grain of salt. And I sit back with all the facts. And I check it all out. And I'm telling you right now. Putin's not a fucking idiot, and they lambast him because he's not falling for this fucking radical West, molest the kids, castrate the kids, drag queen story hour. You know, you live how you want to live as a fucking adult and keep it in the bedroom. If you got to come out to kids and use your classroom as a therapy session, you shouldn't be anywhere near children. You should be put in a fucking cage. I said it. And I ain't taking it back. Leave the kids alone. Do whatever the fuck you want as an adult. And that's the big difference between the right and the left. I want to be left the fuck alone. I want to be able to own whatever I want. As long as I'm not creating a victim, I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want. They want to suppress my speech, take my fucking guns, and castrate my children. No. We are not the same. Not at all. And you belong in cages. I love you all. Thanks for coming out. I got a pack for Jersey. It's been a while. I will do lives more regularly. I promise. There's a lot of content coming. A lot of fun we're going to have. Next year is really going to be the big year. I'm just warming the engine up. Make sure that you check out Rick every fucking Saturday. And just so you all know, I'll be there every Saturday from here on out. It's hibernating season. I'm sorry I missed the other lives, so I'm in. But he said hammer way too many times. I damn near ran out of beer. Tuesdays, 8 p.m., Yanking Gutter. We're all there, the cool kids. I fucking love you guys. Eli, Cece, say goodnight to the world.
Bye. Good night.
We love you. Thanks for tuning in. And anything you want to talk about, drop in the comment section below. And, Here's to you. Happy Halloween. Stay spooky, people.